Sup, Devils? J-Dawg back for another goddamn fucking interview. Today, we got a whole goddamn trio. We got the three brothers from Krisiun, Alex, Max, Moises, and I think, I guess started off there is some people are kind of unsure or didn't know that actually all three of you are brothers, because, Alex, you have a different last name.
Yeah, but we are like three brothers. I took my mom's name, and then they took.
No, the opposite. You took our dad's name.
Yeah,
He doesn't even know.
Our dad's surname, and me and Moises, we use our mom's last name.
But all three of you are the same two parents.
Same parents, same two parents.
Yeah, that's because I remember you guys told me that years ago, because you met me, Eric, and Chase. I don't know where the fuck he is, but he's on his way up here. The three of us when we were kids.
Yeah.
It's like But I thought when we first met you, I thought maybe you weren't a brother because you had a different last name.
Yeah, same thing, man. Like you guys.
Yeah, you guys are three metal brothers.
Yeah, right.
Three metal brothers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so it's kind of cool, right?
Yes, man.
Also, having said that too, you guys are all have an interesting position in the band, because realistically, there's usually kind of one guy that's kind of like, you got the front man, he's known, or Treaz got Morbid Angel known. But for you guys, you're literally the front man. Max, a lot of times the band people are a fan of the band know it because of Max insane drumming, and then there's others for Moises because of his insane fucking guitar playing and solos. So you each kind of like are a front man in a sense. Like that's rare.
Dude, we're like a three front man here, dude. We've been there like for each other like since day one, and been working hard. Like we all got our own tasks in the business, in the band, you know what I mean? But it's kind of the same thing. It's no like nobody's like telling to each other what to do or not. We know what to do, so we stick around to each other like we're here.
Two shy boys down there have anything to add to that?
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Want to talk?
No.
He summed it up.
Concur.
Well, which one of you guys are the three? Which one is the goddamn black sheep then?
We're talking three black sheep too.
Yeah, man. We're kind of, it's hard to say, but we are kind of the same. We share, band's business. Everything that goes in the band. It's like as democratic. We are like a family business.
So I remember for us, like Chase and I, we first started getting into metal, and then we kind of brought Justin in later. Like, did one of you guys kind of first discover it and then bring each other in one by one?
Yes.
Or we all just...
No, that happened. Alex was the first one that started playing a band. He was a drummer. Then I started playing guitar, and I joined his band. Then Max was the youngster, and he got interested to start playing drums, and he was following us and started digging metal too. So eventually he started playing better than Alex.
He's like, Alex, you suck. I'm playing drums.
But Alex started it all, but then he needed to move to study in some other city. And then Max and me, we remained in a small town called DAWG in south of Brazil. Then we got this band together. Then I moved to the same city Alex was living. Then we decided, let's do a band now together. You can play the bass, and he already knew how to do the bass.
One of those moments where you had to like fight over who's going to do drums, who's going to do guitar.
No, it never had. No, actually, never had it. It was a very natural.
Coincidence that like all three people lined up. Like, yeah, I
Yes.
actually want to do this. I actually want to do that. Now, like two people fighting over who wants to do.
That's right. Some people say sometimes that it's like a karma. When you have like three brothers and really attach it and dig the same stuff and are together, it's something for another lives that you get together. I guess you guys have that feel too.
That's why I asked the question, because like it's very. I mean, looking back on it now, it's pretty strange. Like we all fell into our roles too. It's like we were around each other, but like we didn't pick like, hey, I want to do this part of the business or this part. It's like we just fell into it, and it made up the group that we needed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And just we all kind of saw it, and it's like it was kind of a blinding passion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How it works. We all got like our own lives, you know what I mean? Like we're different guys, you know what I mean? In some way, but at the end of the day, we're like, this is what we do, and you know what I mean?
You guys had the very early days. You had a fourth member. And I've heard in interviews or whatever you've mentioned it briefly, but I can't even remember what the reason was. What was he a cousin or family member, or how did that go down?
It wasn't related to us. It was just a guy. We back then we were like we wanted to get a second guitar, you know what I mean, and we love that Slayer thing, you know what I mean, like, but then you know, it didn't work, you know what I mean. We tried out for like two guys, and then it didn't work. It just it worked better for us as a three piece.
Yeah. Your guys' demos have kind of like somewhat come out, but not all of them. Like on Metal Archives, there's like I think one other demo, maybe one song you can find on YouTube, and then there's two demos. But then because the Arise from Blackness disc that has some of it. What's the reason like the other unreleased demo songs have never come? I mean, I know you guys are like, it sounds like shit, but I mean, how shitty does it sound?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the actual reason, man. We don't want to release that shit.
Yeah, but is it raw and brutal? We're like,
it's kind of we were starting, you know, we were kind of more like a thrashy death metal band in the beginning because we're, you know, learning how to play. We're trying to play fast, but we're still learning. So yeah, we're like, we don't have those demos actually. I don't know who has it. It's lost, lost in time. Okay. So yeah,
well, like even like so like A Merciful Order. Like, do you guys like that record?
Yeah, I like that. That's brutal. Yeah, that's. I guess that's when we started, you know, to develop the Krisiun style.
I think it's great. Yeah, I think it's fucking brutal. And my only complaint, like live, you guys should at least include, I don't know, the title track or minimally They Call Me Death. I mean, that's kind of like
man.
Kind of a hit.
Yeah, that's a hit for us. Was our first really brutal and fast tune was They Call Me Death.
Yeah,
and we sure gonna be playing that on the next shows. Next year, we're gonna be doing like some tours, playing only old stuff.
Yeah,
play the entire Conquerors of Armageddon, and we're gonna include some other stuff. Eventually, do some Unmerciful Order too. You know. So yeah, we dig a lot. The Unmerciful Order, I dig a lot that record. I like that record.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, and like same with Black Force to Main. Like,
Black Force
you guys
to Main
generally only do the title track, but I'm like, oh man, why don't you throw in like Hunter of Souls or Messiah the Double Cross? Like you guys never do. I'm like,
yeah, you know what? Like once you get signed with a kind of big label, you start doing new records and pushing new records, doing tours for that record. Mm-hmm. So we always kept doing new records after touring, and nowadays a lot of bands are doing the old stuff, like playing like old records entirely, you know. So we're gonna do that too, because some people want to see us only playing old stuff, the old fans and stuff, and that's really worth, man. I'm really excited to do that, you know.
Yeah, I saw it because you guys are playing the entire Conquerors at Maryland Death Fest, which we'll be at. And when I saw an announcement, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm definitely gonna watch that. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, man, that's fucking killer. I mean, for us, it's like we are inspired by the stuff we did back in the day. So yeah, it brings back the brutality, the savagery, you know, that we had in the past. Bring it back to the band. And I'm not saying that we ever lose it, the brutality and the, you know, the savage approach, but it's always good to go back in time and bring it back to the, you know, to the band's spirit, you know.
Well, speaking of that savage approach, I think I read in an interview, or maybe you guys told me in person back when we were kids. I can't remember, but it's in my mind. It could be something maybe I totally fucking made up. Who knows? Is that something along these lines? You guys said the reason you were playing like first 5 records, which it was like nothing but blast beats. The reason was something along these lines. When we were coming up, the death metal bands that we liked or that were at the top were slowing down. They specifically mentioning Morbid Angel Domination. So we wanted to make death metal fast again. Is that true, or did I make that up in my mind?
Yeah, definitely. It's part of the whole motivation. You know what I mean? Like you've seen bands that we used to like, and they're like going in different ways. You know what I mean? Like getting soft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like let's go.
The opposite.
The opposite.
Yeah.
And we love what we do, man. I mean, sometimes people, these guys are playing this fast, this brutal. We still love what we do, you know. So it's since day one, you know. I mean, we consider it like the way it should be, the raw, fast, and brutal.
Now, what I've noticed is, I would say after Works of Carnage came out, or around there, it was probably right with the Bloodshed EP. Correct me if I'm wrong. The first song that you guys kind of started trying to experiment a little bit with, it was a pure blast, was Slain Fate, which actually I thought was a great song. It's a really catchy song. Yeah. But that was when I first saw it. I'm like, oh, it sounds like they're trying something a little different. Was that purposely because you're like, this is getting old now, we're just doing nothing but blast? Like,
yes, man. We tried something different because at that point we already had like full records full of non-stop speed or breaks or whatever. So you figure, man, we are starting playing big festivals, and we need to start playing something where people get into, like, and don't be like people get tired if it's 100% fast the whole show. So we figure out we need some kind of mid-tempo, slow songs to get the people into and don't get anyone tired. Because sometimes the band can be good, but you can get tired when
Yeah.
just playing fast, fast, fast. You know, like so.
Yeah, well, especially live, and then if you never heard the band before, if you don't recognize the songs, it could definitely blur together.
Yeah, definitely, man. Live could be a different experience, you know. I mean, if you, like I was saying, if you're watching the band for the first time, you can get a real good sound. So it can just be a mess, you know. I mean,
Yeah. Wanted to ask, actually, the last time I talked to you guys was the Cleveland show that No Class 2 years ago or so. We're hanging out in the basement talking, and I was like, fuck, I wish I would have got this on goddamn camera, this whole conversation. But I was talking to Moises about it, and I was actually surprised by his answer because I figured you guys liked it. When the Ageless Venomous record came out, which actually, that record's like a double sword. I think that album has some of your strongest, catchiest songs, and I like how your voice sounds. It's more like the Apocalypse Revelations, the lows.
right.
But the drums kind of sound like shit.
Yeah.
And Moises was telling me that, like, maybe you want to say, because I thought you guys were going for that more crisp, clear sound. What was your?
No, we were kind of looking for clearer production. We're like, man, let's make a Krisiun album. It's fast, it's brutal, kind of technical, whatever. But we want people to hear everything, every single riff and beat or whatever in the song. But we went too far, and we didn't have a good producer to help us out and to tell us, man, that's fucking wrong. Let's do differently. Yeah. So yeah, we were kids, just like we're like, nah, it has to be.
I guess what Max said is right, but also was our first record ever made on Pro Tools.
Made where?
No, Pro Tools.
Oh, no, Pro Tools. Okay.
Yeah, and when you start cleaning stuff there, like getting rid of low end and stuff, it gets totally out of the way. So there was not much experience from us and from the engineers to work with that stuff. But the studio only provided us with that stuff. Before we record our analog, like Conquerors and Apocalypse Revelation, and sound like more old school stuff. So nowadays you know how that stuff works. Like we are not quantizing, editing anything, but when you start like getting rid of noises and stuff, it really kills the music,
Yeah.
And we saw that it was wrong, but there was not a good producer experience in Pro Tools back in that day. So yeah, we mess up a little bit. I love the songs. I love every performance. Yeah. It's 100% natural performance. Great. Alex did amazing vocals too, I think, on that record. And Max did a great job on drums too. Unfortunately, it came out like a kind of thin production, not much low end, not much of raw stuff. But I love the songs. We might one day re-record that.
I was going to say what you could do, because generally speaking, I'm not a fan of when bands re-record an album, because you're like, dude, it sounds fine. But a couple bands did it, and it's kind of cool. Granted, I didn't think these particular albums need to be re-recorded. Exhumed re-recorded their gore metal album. Malignancy recorded their Intruder and Cannibals album. What they did, though, when they released it, it's cool like this. It is a double disc. You got the first disc with the re-recording, and then you got the original as well.
cool,
I think something like that for that album could work.
Yeah, do something else, not just re-recorded. I mean, yeah, it's a good idea. Let's see.
It's good.
It could happen.
You see the band revisiting.
It's good because you see how the band are playing those songs nowadays. It's a different approach, but are the same songs. And like you said, like so many bands did that. Like Venom did a black metal, Manowar. Nowadays the Cavaleros Brothers doing that too. So many bands, because you see, like everybody tell us, oh man, Ageless Venomous is incredible songwriting record, but the production is not good. So man, we want to make it up.
Now, right after that, then I was happy as a fan because I thought it sounded better, but I liked the songs better on Ageless when Works of Carnage came out, which I liked that album a lot. But I did like the songwriting better on Ageless.
Yeah.
I was glad, though, when you guys went back to more, lack of better words.
Yeah, we were like kind of angry with the Ageless Venomous production, and when we were, writing and recording Works of Carnage, we're like, man, let's make this pure raw and brutal, short songs, no, straightforward all the way. It's like the opposite from Ageless Animals. And that's what we're trying to do.
What's your guys' take on, when you guys were growing up, you guys had a hugely influential scene that on the world, but especially on your guys' culture. You had Volcano, Sepultura, Sarcophago, Holocausto, Sex Trash, tons of bands. Those bands influenced tons, but you guys did too then later in the 90s. Like after Krisiun came out, there was Rebellion, there was Abhorrence, there was Funeratus, there's there's a ton of fucking bands that were clearly like Krisiun worship. Like what'd you guys think of that?
That's cool, man. I'm glad you guys noticed. Some of those bands they never recognize it. They feel like they're always like we see bands like ripping our stuff off, and they go tell people that they influenced by Morbid Angel and Deicide, but we kind of showed them the way, I appreciate you guys' knowledge, man.
No, it was obvious. I remember when Burn the Promised Land came out, which I loved. Evoking the Abominations. I was like, but this is clearly, this is. I mean, it's obvious. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. But I thought that was cool because you guys.
Mental Horror was another one.
Yeah, Mental Horror was another. There was tons of bands.
Yeah, tons of man.
That guy was relentless too. Mental Horror. He just. Yeah, exactly.
Now, do you know all those guys in general? All those bands?
Yeah, most of them. Those, especially those bands you mentioned. Yeah, most of them are like from the same state we're from, like South Brazil.
Which is where is that? Like, which part are you guys from?
South Brazil, extreme South Brazil, the bottom of Brazil, the state called Rio Grande do Sul.
Now, where's Sao Paulo at then?
Sao Paulo's a little further north. Sao Paulo's like a southeast, but it's a little further north, like 800 miles up north.
Now, if you guys play like Sao Paulo, say like you're a headlining band, is it kind of like, I'm not gonna say Metallica playing, but is it kind of like, is it something? Is it like a big deal? Like like a shitloads of people are there?
Like everyone's sick of seeing you guys.
Yeah, it is, man.
We do a lot of shows in São Paulo. In one year, we can do maybe 10 shows in São Paulo. So yeah, because it's a lot of offers, a lot of different places
But is there
where
much
we
more
play.
people that show up to that than the American shows?
That depends, man. That depends. On the season, which bands you're playing with, or like the same over here. Some cities like better markets, that could be like a bigger crowd, or sometimes smaller. But yeah, São Paulo sometimes we hook up with local festivals there. Then we play for tons of people. Sometimes we play a smaller show. That depends. We've been dealing with all types of turnouts. The most important thing about it is that we try to play the same show. Right? It could be like 10 people or a fucking bunch of people.
And the real fans always come to the show. We have a good following, like real strong following. So no matter what, they always come to see us.
Do you guys have a particular location you like playing the most? Like maybe Chile, or I would assume for you guys it's probably South America to where you guys get the most appreciation. Like the South American country, whether it be Chile or is that correct or wrong? Or?
Oh man, yeah, Chile's great.
Chile,
Argentina, Uruguay, Colombia is great. Yeah, I mean, most of the countries in South America are good for us.
Because I'm gonna make an educated guess. America sucks. Like not sucks.
No. We have a good following of like our real fans here.
Okay.
But I mean, it depends. Sometimes we have like so many tours happening at the same time, so sometimes it's hard to get a good amount of people in certain shows. But it's always good. The real fans always come to see the show. That's what matters for us.
Yeah.
We can play like for 20, 50, 100, 500. We're gonna make the same show. It's gonna be brutal and crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
So now that you guys are getting more seasoned in your later years, what do you think the future is going to be like? Because we're going to probably see a lot of the Deicides retire, and then is Krisiun going to take over the first place throne?
Oh man, I don't know. It's a natural. It's like course of events,
Fans are going to start rising to be the.
They fucking kicking ass, man. This side is just like.
Yeah, they still
Fire, man. Fire. Yeah.
No,
they're on fire, man. They are putting a great show. Yeah.
Well, like for example, you say the new Deicide and you guys are buds, you're touring. Like the new record, I personally liked it a lot. Is it a record that you would legitimately listen to? Like you're driving the car, going to the grocery store. Like, would you put it on? Or
Sure. Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Yeah.
The
Absolutely.
whole catalog, man. Deicide.
Yeah, the same. Yeah.
I'm a big fan, dude. I'm a fan of Deicide.
I wouldn't have guessed.
Glenn Pantera, Steve, all the new guys, Kevin, they fucking rule, man. Since day one, since the Deicide record, it's been a great ride. You know, I mean, like digging those guys. You know,
Being in Brazil down there, like when Deicide did their debut album, did you guys hear that in 1990, or was it years later?
hell yes, man. It was like it blowing our minds. You know, I mean, like.
Yeah, we heard, especially Legion, and came out. We heard when it came out.
So
you
the
know.
record stores in
I
Brazil.
think the
they were
first,
carrying-
the very early 7-inch Amon, we didn't get it there.
Okay.
No, I mean,
But-
the first Deicide record.
No, the first Deicide record we get it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Not Amon. Amon came after. Like
So cassettes were what was big with down there down the time.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah, but I think there was some CDs already in that time too.
Yeah.
Early 90s, the CD was around. Yeah.
But it was still there were still cassettes like a lot.
Yeah, because I remember we had the Legion cassette.
Okay. Which question?
So I'm curious. So like when you guys were growing up, do you remember the moment when you decided like, all right, we can actually do this as a career job, just like be touring and putting out music all the time, or were you just like, did you already have a backup plan? I don't know. Were you putting up houses?
we
Building shit?
we used to have like day jobs when we were kids, and when we started the band, we like kids doing like whatever to make some money, so we could pay like the some of the bills, the beer, and the practice room where we were practicing. But we were always so focused, the three of us. We're like, we never look back. We're like, man, we have to do this, and we're gonna kill and die for that.
When you're trying to pursue art, it's
Yeah,
very,
we were like blind possession. We're just like moving forward, and that was it, man.
Well, I mean, did your family and like friends like support like that? You guys were just trying
Not
to make that
really.
yourself?
In the beginning, everybody's like, man, what the fuck? Those guys are doing drugs. They're just like losing their jobs. They're not going to school anymore. Everybody was disappointed with us. But now they appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now they appreciate. Come on, man. Oh, you look nice with the guitar, but you're never gonna make money with that shit.
You kind of remember that fork in the road, like around what album that started to get just
serious.
Yeah, get more serious. Like people around.
It's like we were kind of lucky because like in the first album, Black Force Domain, we had like a record deal with the German label, Gun Records, some other labels. So we're lucky because since the first album, we had like support from label, and then the some tours in Europe. So the things just were going like better and getting better and better. Still, it's never been easy. Was never easy. It's not easy now, but we're lucky because we had this chance since the first album. Black Force Domain was released by a international record label.
Even on the very first EP and Merciful Order, we started like shopping around, and we get even like answer from Metal Blade, from
Metal Blade hit you up?
from Road Runner, from say, man, look, people are digging our stuff. They say you guys sound different than the American death metal, whatever. So we always had a good feedback that what we had this drive that we want to make it happen, but there was some people outside that encourage us and make us believe in ourselves too.
So no backup plan then. You just
No, there was no backup.
Well, I guess
No.
part of what Eric
No
was
big
part of what Eric was asking, and I guess I have a guess of when it happened. What he kind of means is like, when did you like specifically like say like, holy shit, we could definitely do this as a full-time career? My guess, if you can answer if it's true or not, is I think it was the second time when we saw you guys is when you first toured with Cannibal Corpse. It was like the 01.
Yeah, I think
They are the Bloodthirst, because when you guys toured with them after that, I noticed like because the first time we saw you was at the same club, and there was like 30 people there. But after you toured with Cannibal, it was obvious that you guys were considerably more popular. It was Conquerors was out for that. It was
sold a lot. We went to
Yeah,
all kinds of charts.
Yeah,
and stuff,
we moved to Central Media. That's when we signed with them, and
yeah.
then we have because before the European label they would release our albums only in Europe, and with Central Media was America and Europe and Asia, more like bigger and
Definitely
more places.
The tour Cannibal Corpse like, we helped a lot. I mean, like I said, just brought us up. Like it it's definitely a big deal for us touring Cannibal Corpse. We had a chance to tour Morbid Angel, like back in 2004 or something like that.
Was that with the Gateways Annihilation?
Yeah. So all those guys, man, I'm so glad we had a chance to hook up with Cannibal Corpse, Morbid Angel, and it
Deicide.
definitely helped Deicide as well.
2004.
Deicide was first in 2004. That's when you first played with Deicide.
No, before I guess was like
I
the
guess 2003.
3. Yeah, it's kind of the same.
Actually, we
Period.
toured then on their last original lineup
Yeah, works of art.
tour.
Yeah.
Right after
That
that
was
tour,
2004.
You guys just did a mini tour earlier, like with Vader. But you didn't come to Cleveland. I saw that. I'm like, where the fuck's the Cleveland date?
Yeah,
What happened there?
Man, I wish it. Man, I don't know. Sometimes it just don't work.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard for the agent.
It's always busy here. Bands always go through here.
Yeah,
It's always busy. But
gotta follow a road. You know.
I mean, like Cleveland, the tours always go through Cleveland, like big tours and stuff. So sometimes the local promoters they don't want to book death metal shows.
Yeah.
You know,
yes, when I saw that, I was like, that's weird. I was
It's
like,
not
I don't know why they wanna- 'cause
many
Vader's
clubs,
been here many
too,
times,
you know,
seen them. Like, I don't know why that.
yeah, I know. And Cleveland for us always been good, but it happens, man.
So,
It
always
happens.
good
Yeah.
show here.
I guess each of you, and some bands kind of, I don't know, say don't like to answer it, but just I don't know, just to give me a blow off answer. What would you guys say if each of yours your favorite record you've done? Not what sold the best, but your favorite person that you're most proud of, and what's your least favorite?
My favorite, I think, it's could be either Solar Storm or Great Execution.
Okay.
And my least favorite. Man, I don't know, man.
So we're gonna throw Angels under the bus.
Yeah, I've gotta throw Asians in the fire.
Okay. What about you, Max?
Okay, my favorite one is Conquerors of Armageddon, and I would say like Forge and Fury is the one. It's not my favorite one. I still like it, but compared
that's
to
fine.
the
That's
others,
the
it's
one-
not the same. you
That's the
know,
one I like
it's
the least, actually, is Forge of Fury.
Okay, yeah, it's same for me. Yeah.
Yeah, Conquerors for me is the one I like the most, and man, I would say Ageless Venoms because of the production. You know?
That's why you gotta do that re-recording. Double
yeah,
disc.
that's only because of the production. You know?
Oh yeah. And if you need a label to put it out, wink, wink, wink. I know someone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gotta ask though. Apocalyptic. What is that cover supposed to be?
What?
For all these years, it's like,
It's Jesus Christ
Right.
upside down
which is like, it's
in a furnace.
In a furnace?
Yeah, furnace
Oh,
burning.
that makes sense. I kind of thought that.
I always
Yeah.
thought it's like a machine shop, like going to the lava
Yeah,
or
it-
something. But
It looks a little. We try to do like a gigger stuff,
Gigger?
like
Okay.
biomechanic with organic. So we took a Jesus Christ picture, a friend of us, from the Bible, like a nice Bible where he have this. It's an oil painting. It's very nice Christ, you know. So he did something on the computer and got this picture from the furnace,
all right.
melting iron or something, and put him upside down there. So it's like we are burning Christ or
It's
something.
like Christ is going to hell.
Yeah. That's like Christ burning hell.
Yeah.
In the future, in a factory, in a furnace or something like that.
That's
That's kind of how I.
I always pictured like in the furnace, like when the T1000 is getting melted at the end. of the lava.
That's
It's
right.
like, it's putting Christ in the lava.
We are in the future,
Yeah.
not with this years anymore.
All right. Was there anything else you guys wanted to say or advertise or anything like that?
Guys, man. Appreciate a lot, you guys.
Oh, thanks.
Huge
For
shout
all
out
the
to
years,
Orbital
you guys are.
Brothers.
You guys always gave us inspiration. Always support the band. Nowadays, you guys are licensing our stuff too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we really admire, appreciate. We are friends, you know, throughout the years. So
Wait till you see these. We did the first 4 on DigiBooks.
yes,
They're actual
I've
books.
seen.
Like,
I've seen.
Your socks gonna be.
Yeah,
blown
you
the fuck
guys,
off.
man.
They just were still waiting on them.
Support
yeah,
them guys, man. You guys are. I see every day, every week. You guys are putting out some old school metal, and you guys are doing a lot for the metal scene. So I appreciate and I'm thankful for you guys. I'm very great.
Yeah, dude, a huge shout out to the Orville brothers, to the fucking Hell's Headbangers, man. We're so proud of it. We're part of your guys' business, your guys' lives. You know what I mean? Been so supportive through the years. It's dude, well, you guys are real deal, man. We're proud about like being your brothers, being your friends, and seeing you guys growing was a great deal, man. We fucking appreciate you guys, man. Thanks a lot.
Chase will be here in about an hour, so I told him to go up to you guys, say hi too. So he'll be here in a little bit.
Cool,
Yeah,
man.
You're late, motherfucker. Come
Yeah.
on.
Hey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Appreciate. We need guys like you, you know, like real death metal,
Yeah.
old school death metal warriors, because nowadays it's just
Now it's like
a lot of the modern
Glenn-
stuff. They're kind of losing the spirit, you know.
Glenn said
they
it-
play
Glenn-
good, they play fast, whatever, but they don't have
Glenn
the
said
spirit.
in recent interviews, like the death metal guys of today is just a bunch of Weezer looking motherfuckers.
Exactly, man. Yeah, we need, we have to stick together,
Yeah, exactly.
stay alive and strong, man.
You guys keep
Old
it
school
real,
death
man.
metal.
Keep it real. It takes a lot, man.
I appreciate it. I look forward to watching the set tonight.
Oh, yes.
Later.
Let's go, man.
Cheers, man.
Later, goddammit.
House hat banger.